Hi, I'm Rob from B&H. Every so often in the audio-video world, a new product is released with real game-changing potential. And in this video, we're going to take a look at one. The Zoom H6 handy handheld recorder with interchangeable microphone system. This 6-channel audio recorder has an extensive feature set that will appeal to musicians, videographers, and sound professionals, and the 4 interchangeable input capsules give it a lot of versatility. We're going to take a look at it, and while we do, I'll record my lav mic with it, and later we'll listen to the XY and MS mic capsules. Let's start with the recorder itself. The recorder body is very solidly built with an aluminum faceplate and rubberized side and back panels. It's a little bulkier than some other handheld recorders, and without any capsule, it weighs 9.9 ounces without the 4 AA batteries that it runs on. Alkaline batteries will power the unit for over 20 hours. The additional bulk isn't really surprising considering that it's a 6-channel recorder with 4 built-in XLR TRS inputs located on either side of the recorder. So considering that, it's actually quite small. Also on the side is an SD card slot. The H6 can accommodate SD, SDHC, and SDXC cards of up to 128 gigabyte capacity. In terms of recording formats, the H6 will record MP3s at rates as low as 48 kilobits per second and up to 320 kilobits per second, or WAV files at 16 or 24-bit resolutions at sampling rates of 44.1, 48, and 96 kilohertz. The 3-position joystick and menu button for navigation are on the opposite side. Navigation is pretty similar to the H4n, but the full-color angled screen is a big improvement. The screen gives you virtual meters for all the channels and also displays pan positions, whether the low-cut filter, phantom power, and compressor limiter are engaged, and other pertinent information. Also really nice are the easy-to-access knobs for the input levels for the XLR TRS inputs right on top, each with its own optional 20 dB pad for use if you're recording loud sources or plus 4 dB line level sources. These inputs also offer optional phantom power for external microphones, and it can be set to 12, 24, or 48 volts. Now, I was a bit concerned about accidentally changing levels, but the dials aren't loose feeling, and these little curved barriers help protect against accidentally brushing up on them from the side. Each capsule also features its own input level dial, also with these little protective barriers. Also on the top of the chassis are the transport controls, buttons to arm the individual tracks, and one-touch record button. On the back of the H6, above the battery compartment, is the 1/4-20 thread, allowing you to mount the recorder to a tripod or your camera's shoe mount. The built-in speaker is also on the back, but you'll probably do most of your monitoring from the headphone jack or the unbalanced stereo mini line out jack underneath the display. On the side is the mini USB port that allows you to transfer files to your Mac or PC. You can also use the H6 as a USB audio interface for your Mac, PC, or iPad, either in stereo mix or multi-track mode, although the iPad only supports the stereo mix mode. The H6 comes with 2 microphone attachments, the stereo XY-H6 XY mic capsule and the MSH6 Mid Side Mic capsule. Now I've removed my lav mic and you're hearing me being recorded with the XY capsule. They're quite easy to get on and off. You just press in the metal locking tabs and pull the mic right out. The XY module has the mics in the XY position, so sound will hit both microphones at almost exactly the same time, helping to eliminate any potential phase problems. They're also adjustable from a 90-degree angle to a 120-degree angle, allowing you to record a wider stereo image if you prefer. The newly developed mic capsules feature 14.6 millimeter diaphragms, the largest ever available on a portable audio recorder. Also on the side is a stereo 3.5 millimeter input that can be used to connect an external line level device or microphone, and plug-in power for mics that require it is also available on this input. And of course, when you plug something in here, input from the XY mics gets cut off. The XY capsule is good for general stereo recording, but as I mentioned, the H6 also comes with an MS or mid-side mic attachment that can be used in a couple of different ways. I'm using it now to record my voice, but only in mono mode. Inside are 2 mics, a unidirectional mid mic that captures sound from the center, and a bidirectional side mic that captures sound from the sides. You can control the amount of the side mic you want in your recording in 1 dB increments from -24 to +6 dB. You can also turn the side mic off entirely for mono recordings, say if you're doing an interview or voiceover, which is how I'm using it now. If you're not sure how much of the side mic you want in the blend when recording, you can choose to record in raw mode and adjust the blend later in the H6.
To give you another perspective on how the MS mic sounds, we attached the H6 to a Canon 5D Mark III, brought it over to the B&H Superstore. Now we've got the mid-side mic attached. At the moment, we're only listening to the unidirectional mic. As I continue speaking, we're raising the level of the side mic and the playback to the maximum level of +6. And as I do that, you can hear more of the wider stereo sound in the mix. And again, we can make that adjustment because we recorded on raw mode. Now I should also point out that recording with the mid-side mics helps you to avoid phase cancellation problems if your audio gets some to mono. That makes it especially useful for video and film applications. Now since our studio doesn't have a lot of ambience, I'm also going to demo the XY mic for you here at the Superstore so you get an idea of how it sounds in a busier environment. So let's swap out those models.
Okay, I'm back, and we've swapped the mid-side capsule for the XY capsule, and I have the mic set to a 90-degree angle. Now I should also mention that for all the recordings we did with the H6, both in the studio and here in the store, I have the low-cut filter engaged at 115 Hz to reduce any low-frequency rumbles, and I have the general limiter on to help tame any loud moments that may happen. All our recordings were also done at 24-bit, 48 kHz. So hopefully that gives you some idea of how these two mic modules on the H6 sound outside the studio and in a more real-world environment. In addition to the MS and XY mic capsules that come with the H6, there are two additional capsules that can be purchased separately, the EXH-6 Dual XLR TRS capsule and the SGH-6 Shotgun Mic capsule. The highly directional shotgun is a good choice for situations where you're shooting video or film and you don't want a microphone in the shot. Electronic news gathering, or ENG, is a good example. Ideally, most sound professionals will suspend a shotgun over a scene just out of frame, but since the mic is attached to the recorder, that's going to be heavy and awkward. How would you set the meters, for example? Most ENG users then will probably use the SGH-6 with the recorder mounted to their camera setup. But keep in mind that when the shotgun is more than 3 feet away from the subject, the sound will be more distant and reverberant. Even though it's a mono microphone, the shotgun actually has 3 mic capsules inside with digital signal processing. That gives the mic a highly directional, frequency-independent, supercardioid polar pattern while keeping the length of the mic itself shorter than if Zoom had simply used a traditional acoustic interference tube. There's also a 5-volt preamp inside designed to minimize distortion when recording high-volume sources. Now, unfortunately, as of the making of this video, the SGH-6 hasn't been released, and this one is not a working model, so I can't test the off-axis rejection and demo the sound of the shotgun mic for you. Sorry about that. The other attachment I mentioned is the EXH-6 Dual XLR TRS capsule. Now this capsule does exactly what it sounds like. It simply allows you to attach 2 additional external audio sources, either mic or line level signals, via the balanced 1/4 inch or XLR connections and route the audio to the left and right inputs on the H6. This turns the H6 into a very portable 6-track 6-input recorder, a feature that will appeal to both filmmakers and musicians. Both inputs on the module offer level control dials and an optional 20 dB pad, just like the inputs on the H6 itself. Both inputs also sport 5-volt distortion minimizing preamps. The EXH-6 does not offer phantom power though, so if you need phantom power on all 6 inputs, you'll have to buy an external power supply. A couple of other features I should mention about the H6 include the 2-second pre-record feature, in case you're a hair late pressing the record button. There's also a backup record option on the left and right tracks that records a duplicate set of tracks but at an input level 12 dB lower as a safety take in case the input level on the main take is too hot and it distorts. There's also an auto record mode that will start and stop recording based on the input level that you set. Overdubbing is possible with a maximum of 99 takes available. Multi-track recordings can also be mixed down to stereo files on the H6's internal mixer page. Files can also be normalized, trimmed, and divided. Playback speed is variable from 50% to 150%, and you can adjust the pitch of a track without affecting the playback speed, and there's even a tuner and metronome on board. Not a lot of negatives with the H6. One issue I did have with the XLR TRS level knobs, though, is that there seems to be a very substantial jump in level from the 5 setting to the 6 setting, so I had to be fairly precise in setting the dial to get an optimum level. Now, that didn't seem to be an issue on the dials for the mic attachments, though. In addition to the recorder, the XY capsule, and the MS capsule, the H6 ships with a foam windscreen that fits both capsules, a USB cable, a 2 GB SD card, batteries, Cubase LE software, and a hard case to carry it all around in. So there's an overview of the Zoom H6. Its versatile interchangeable input capsules, 6-channel capability, and comprehensive feature set should appeal to a variety of users, from musicians to DSLR shooters to sound professionals and more. I'm Rob from B&H, and thanks for watching.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.